Right guys, Mark Crossfield here at Dawlish Warren Golf Club, and in my hands I've got the TaylorMade M2 Driver, sent from TaylorMade, and they're very clear and happy that this is going to be in my voice, no influence from them. So looking forward to hitting the M2, giving you some real ball data and also on the golf course here. Let's get stuck in. So the new M2 has a new speed pocket, which they're saying gives more flexibility around the areas you want it. So obviously keeping ball speeds up across the face, I'd imagine that's trying to do. We've got geoacoustic design here on the sunken sole. So you can see they've taken a bit of the sole away and you get these kind of rib lines stiffening and helping with acoustics. So it's literally like they've removed a part of this club and used their new technology, if you like, to improve its performance is where they're going. 911 titanium in this one and 6-layer carbon crown TaylorMade is saying, and obviously we get the changeable neck as well. It's a good looking club. We're going to test it on the course in a second, but let's check out those custom fittable numbers that I captured earlier on. TaylorMade's M2 numbers, so in that dry custom fit testing, carrying at 260, peaking height at 33 yards, spinning at 2.5, so not as low as the old M2 for me. It's a slightly higher spin model, but a nice one in there at 2.5, which is, I think, it'll blanket cover, I think, more golfers. Launching at 12.3, healthy launch, and peaking height, like I say, at 33. It's that 260 was my highest, went to 267, dropping down to 258 yards. I think 256 there at the bottom. Very good solid numbers from a very good solid club. So interesting numbers there, very similar, actually slightly worse performing than M2 for me last year because the spin is a fraction higher. That doesn't mean it's bad, because obviously you've got M1 in this one if you want to play with spin numbers as well. Let's give it a hit on the course. Looks good down by the ball, sits very neutral, black face, white top to the crown in the black carbon, looks great. Slightly less white again on top of M2. So we're going to try and hit this very narrow fairway with a club that I shouldn't really be hitting off this tee. So it's the ultimate accuracy test for it. Let's give it a go. Feels very light, this one, which I quite like. Let's give it a hit. Again, good flight. Not really that dissimilar to the lower spinning model. I think that's perfect. Be interesting to see how far up that one's gone. Can I do two in a row? Struggle to do it on this fairway with any of the drivers. Hit two straight ones in a row because it is such a narrow landing spot. Well, that'll be perfect because it's a Healy cut, which is set up for this hole. Be interesting to see the differences in them two, because very different strikes on a launch monitor, they would produce very different numbers. Let's get up there and look. So M2 Drive, you can see I've hit the fairway on both, which I'm quite happy with. It's very interesting how the Healy cut here to what I would call a knuckleball up there is making very little difference if you think about which one's going to go closer on the next shot. Maybe lots of us for a long time have been reading far too much into this dry ball data. That's why we're doing it on course, peoples. So we've got more room. I've got two fairways to aim at here, so I'm going to try and send it a little bit more with the M2. I've got this set at a 9.5, which does give me some good numbers. Like I say, it does look very good, very user friendly down by the ball. It's a big footprint, it's a big head shape looking. I think it's going to inspire a lot of confidence, and it looks like, I just think people have picked this out of the shop and love the look of it, which TaylorMade are good at doing. Come on then, let's see if I can send one. Yeah, hit that good, and that is a flight I love to see. They do perform well, these clubs. That is a good looking flight. Doesn't look like it's ballooning in the air. It sounds good off the face. Any better than the old one? We'll do some tests as we go on. But regardless, I think some people get so beat up on the old versus the new, because if you've got M2 last year and you're watching reviews and idea of buying a new driver the next year after or 18 months after, thinking there's going to be a massive change, there isn't. And they try to say there's got to be changes because that's their job, but there's not. All these clubs are controlled, guys and girls. I think for people coming into the market looking for a driver, people who have had a driver for a lot longer and want something fresh, you have to go and try this. It looks good and it sounds good, and it gives a nice ball flight. I've ripped that slightly more left, but that's going to be a good distance. That would be called knuckleball if I was on the course. It's good. Let's get up there and see how they've come out, but I'm liking the look and feel of that. So M2, 2 shots, not too bad at all. Obviously we've got bounce to take into account here, both hitting the fairway and both pretty good distance. Not my longest. I've done a test on the same hole the same day actually with M1, maybe check that video out and you can see there is some extra distance to get, but I think it's an all kind of friendly gameable club for a lot of golfers, this one, giving some good results on and off the course. I could play this. If it's an improvement on last year, I think is not the question. If you think golf clubs are purely releasing clubs because they're better, obviously they feel it is better, and it maybe is, but there is sales that need to be hit as well in this world. And if you're the kind of person buying that club or looking at buying that club, the new one every year, I think you're kind of missing the point a little bit. Good club, love the feel of it, go and test it. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, all the normal social places. Also, come and visit my new website, markcrossfieldgolf.com. See you over there.